You know that feeling the morning after a night out, when you're maybe operating at about half speed?
Oh, yeah, that fuzzy-headed, maybe a bit queasy sensation.
Exactly that. Today, we're plunging into something most of us, well, many of us, have probably experienced at some point, the hangover.
It really is a common thread, isn't it, in lots of social experiences involving alcohol.
Hmm.
And there's actually more to it than just feeling a bit rough.
For sure. And to really get a handle on this, we've got this interesting little chat between two people. One missed work, basically.
Ah, the classic scenario.
Right. And we've also got some insights into what's actually going on in your body during a hangover, plus some really useful English vocabulary, phrases to describe how you might be feeling.
So for you, our listener, the idea behind this deep dive is, well, to go beyond just knowing what a hangover is.
Mm-hmm.
We want to give you the language to talk about, maybe a clearer picture of the biology involved.
Yeah, what's happening inside.
Exactly. And we'll even touch on some of the cultural stuff around drinking, too.
Okay, let's unpack this conversation first. It starts with someone noticing their colleague looking a bit, well, worse for wear.
Asking if they're okay.
Yeah. And the reply is just perfect. I feel terrible. I went out last night with Trevor and things got a little out of hand.
Things got a little out of hand. That phrase immediately tells a story, doesn't it?
It really does. Alcohol was definitely involved, and it wasn't exactly a quiet evening.
And mentioning Trevor adds that, relatable touch. We all have a Trevor, maybe.
Maybe. So we find out they were at a couple of local bars just catching up with friends.
Sounds innocent enough so far.
Yeah, apparently everything was cool until Mike came along and it turned out that it was his birthday yesterday.
Ah, the birthday, the plot twist, as you said.
Exactly. Because birthdays, they often act as a kind of catalyst, right, in these social drinking situations.
Oh, definitely. The whole dynamic can shift pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Because, according to the source, Mike's birthday is a drink fest for sure.
Drink fest. I like that. It's very descriptive.
It is. And the source explains that fest, like an Oktoberfest, just means a gathering with a lot something. So a drink fest.
Lots of drinks. Makes sense. It's informal, but gets the point across immediately.
Right. Like you could have a pizza fest or I don't know.
A puppy fest. That sounds better, actually.
Huh. Yeah, that does. But back to the drink fest, what's the likely result? Well, our hungover friend says, we drank everything in the bar.
Wow. Okay, that explains the absence from work.
Totally. And now we get into the nitty-gritty of the hangover itself. First symptom mentioned. I woke up this morning feeling really nauseous.
Nauseous. That's a key word here. It's not just one thing, is it?
No, the source clarifies it's that awful mix, feeling dizzy, generally unwell, stomach hurting.
Head spinning, feeling like you might actually,
Throw up. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which brings us neatly to the next delightful detail. I threw up like 5 times. Ew.
5 times. Okay, that's
Yeah.
significant. The source mentioned a sound effect. Maybe we skip that.
Yeah, probably for the best, but throw up itself, thankfully, is pretty direct. Vomiting.
It's the body's way of saying, nope, get this out.
Yeah.
And 5 times suggests it was really rejecting the situation.
Definitely not pleasant. Okay, next symptom. I was so dehydrated that I drank a gallon of water.
Dehydrated, meaning the body's lost too much water, which, as we'll get into, is a major part of hangovers.
Yeah, alcohol really does that. A gallon of water sounds like a lot, but probably necessary.
It really highlights that core effect.
Yeah.
Your body is just screaming for fluids to get back in balance. Alcohol messes with hormones that help you retain water.
Ah, okay, so you lose more water than usual.
Basically, yeah, leading to dehydration.
Got it. And finally, the classic, the hallmark. My head has been pounding all day.
Rounding, like a drum, sort of. That intense rhythmic throbbing.
Yeah, the source used a thumping sound idea. It really conveys that awful headache pain.
It does. It's persistent and just makes it hard to do anything.
Okay, now here's the part I love. After listing all this misery, the nausea, throwing up, dehydration, pounding head, the person declares, I swear I am never going to drink again.
The classic hangover vow. We've all heard it, maybe even said it.
Totally. May in the depths of regret. But then the friend says, too bad, man, tonight is Tracy's going away party and she asked if you were going to go.
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
Yep. The immediate reply, oh, yeah, I'm there.
Huh.
Yeah.
So much for never again. It shows how quickly that resolve can fade, doesn't it?
It really does. The pull of the social event, maybe the memory of the pain isn't quite so sharp anymore.
It's very human, very relatable.
Okay, so just from that short dialogue, we got some really useful words. Let's recap those quickly. Language takeaway time.
Right. We had drink fest, nauseous, throw up, dehydrated, and pounding.
All super helpful for describing that whole experience. So, drink fest.
An event with lots and lots of drinks. Very informal,
Nauseous.
feeling sick, dizzy, like you might vomit.
Yeah.
That whole unpleasant package.
Throw?
The actual act of vomiting,
Dehydrated.
lacking water in the body.
And bounding.
That intense, throbbing headache pain. Like something beating in your head. Got him.
Good. Now, beyond just the words, there were some great phrases, too. Let's hit our fluency builder. First one. Things got a little out of hand. Crucial to the story.
Yeah, this is a really common phrase. It just means a situation went a bit crazy, lost control, escalated beyond what was planned or expected.
The source gives good examples, like a party getting too crowded, maybe running out of drinks or food.
Or arguments starting, like over the music choice, anything that makes things spiral a bit.
Right, it's that feeling of it going off the rails slightly. Things got a little out of hand.
Exactly. It implies things were maybe okay to start, then went sideways.
And the opposite, which was also used, was everything was cool.
Nice and simple. Everything was fine, relaxed, no problems.
Before Mike's birthday kicked in, everything was cool.
Denotes that baseline state of okayness.
Then there's tell me about it. The friend says this when the first guy calls Mike's birthday a drink fest.
Right. And it doesn't mean, please give me more details.
No. It
Yeah.
means, oh, I totally understand, or I completely agree with you. It's about empathy.
Yeah, like the example is someone says, wow, it's so hot today. And you reply, ugh, tell me about it.
You're just showing you feel the same way. You get it.
Exactly. Sharing that feeling or agreeing strongly.
So, with those words and phrases, hopefully you, our listener, feel a bit more equipped to discuss the morning after, if you ever need to.
Or understand when others do.
True. Now, the source material also touched briefly on drinking culture. They noted how common it is, especially for younger people in places like the US and Europe, to socialize over drinks.
It's definitely a big part of the social fabric in many places. A way to relax, connect, celebrate.
But they also contrasted some alcohol rules, like the US and Canada versus other places, mentioning the drinking age, which is 21 in most of the US.
Right. And rules about alcohol ads, like not actually showing people drinking.
Yeah. And open container laws, too. You can't just walk around with an open beer in many places.
These rules obviously reflect different societal views on alcohol and its risks. The source kind of posed it as an open question, didn't they? About whether the balance is right.
Yeah, just inviting thought on different approaches globally, which is a good lead-in to what is a hangover, scientifically speaking.
Well, simply put, it's that lovely collection of unpleasant symptoms your body throws at you after you've had too much alcohol.
Well, a little bit might make you feel relaxed or happy.
Too much triggers a whole negative reaction.
Our source explains the liver, that's the organ that processes alcohol, gets overwhelmed. It can only work so fast.
Right. And when you drink faster than it can process, the alcohol and its byproducts build up. That contributes hugely to feeling sick and tired. There's a specific byproduct, acetaldehyde.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty toxic, even more so than the alcohol itself.
Yeah.
It's a big part of the problem.
Wow, okay. And we already mentioned dehydration, right? Alcohol makes you pee more.
Exactly, it's a diuretic.
Yeah.
So you lose fluids, you lose electrolytes, and boom, dehydration. That causes the thirst, the dry mouth, contributes to the headache.
And it's not just physical, is it? It messes with your brain, too.
Oh yeah. Difficulty concentrating, memory issues, just feeling mentally sluggish, plus weakness, fatigue, upset stomach.
Sensitivity to light and sound. That's a big one for me, if it happens.
Very common. And you might feel hungry, but your stomach might just say no thank you if you try to eat. It even messes up your sleep quality.
Ugh. It really is a full-body assault.
It really is. It's your body basically waving a big red flag saying, that was too much stress.
So the big question, prevention. Can you avoid it?
Well, the foolproof method is don't drink too much or don't drink at all.
Okay, fair enough. But if you are drinking...
Moderation is key. Drink slowly, don't have too many drinks overall,
Yeah.
and crucially, drink water. Stay hydrated while you're drinking alcohol.
Right, alternate, maybe.
Yeah.
Or just have water alongside.
Yeah, exactly. And eating food before or while you drink helps too. It slows down how fast the alcohol gets into your system.
Gives your liver a bit more of a fighting chance.
Precisely. Lessen the shock to the system.
Okay, but what if, despite best efforts, you wake up feeling awful? What do you do then?
Rest. Your body needs to recover, so sleep is good. Naps are good.
Fluids.
Absolutely critical. Water, obviously. Tea, maybe some juice. Get rehydrated, replace those electrolytes.
What about food?
Keep it simple. Things that are easy to digest, like toast, crackers, rice. Nothing too heavy or greasy, probably.
And painkillers for the headache.
Can help, but use them carefully. Follow the instructions. They mask the symptom. They don't cure the underlying cause.
So basically, be kind to your body while it recovers. Rehydrate, rest, simple food.
That's the gist. Support its natural recovery process.
The source really summed it up well. A hangover is your body's clear signal you overdid it.
Yeah, a built-in reminder for responsible drinking. Or, again, the ultimate prevention. Just skip the alcohol.
Absolutely. The only 100% guarantee.
Understanding why it happens, the biology of it, can maybe help motivate more mindful choices, too.
Good point. Now, finally, just to help cement those vocabulary words, the source included an audio review section.
The practice bit. Good idea.
Yeah, the format is you hear the meaning, then the word itself, like a quick quiz.
Repetition and recall. It's a solid way to make vocabulary stick.
So you'd hear something like, become out of control, pause, got a little out of hand.
Or feel like you're going to vomit, pause, nauseous.
Exactly, and vomit, pause, threw up. They even had faster versions for pounding and nauseous to speed up recognition.
And there's a part with sentences, too, right?
Yeah, say the word and hear it in a sentence bit, which is super helpful for context.
Definitely. Seeing how it's actually used.
So you'd hear examples using got a little out of hand, different unfests like beer fest, food fest. I think they even had chick fest.
Okay. Keeping informal.
And sentences with nauseous, threw up, pounding. Hearing them in context really helps lock them in, I think.
Totally agree. Makes them more usable in your own conversations.
So wrapping this up, by now, you, our listener, should hopefully have a much clearer picture of what a hangover actually is, what it feels like.
And some good English words and phrases to talk about it.
Yeah. Plus, we touched on some of that interesting cultural stuff around alcohol, too.
And hopefully it wasn't just about the language, but also offered some insight into, how our bodies react and maybe encourages a thoughtful approach.
Right. Which brings us to a final thought for you to maybe chew on. Considering how our bodies react to too much alcohol and all the different social rules and norms around it, what do you think is the most important thing to keep in mind when you choose to have a social drink?
Is it mostly about knowing your own limits, self-awareness?
Or is it more about social responsibility? Or maybe something else entirely?
Interesting question. Lots of facets to it.
Definitely some food for thought, even if you're feeling perfectly fine and hangover-free today.